did you have more with your thing because, you know, your thing that you wanted to talk about? When I was like, is there anything dating related you want to get off your chest? And you were, oh no, you only asked her. Me and Q didn't even answer. Because you were like, well, why? Something along the lines of, why is it that because we do adult content that we're not deserving, or it's harder for us to get married, or is that?
Well, she said, why am I more deserving because I don't do it?
But were you directing it just at her? Or did you want the guys here to weigh in on the?
No, it was kind of just, I felt like, I mean, you totally can weigh in, but I just felt like the panel was, you know,
the panel was what?
Taking a dig at what we do for a living and equating our job to our worthiness of a relationship.
Sure.
And I do totally, like, I don't personally agree with you guys' like views and opinions on it, and that's okay, but I don't think that it's fair for you to project your opinions on our lifestyle and then like gather information that you perceive to be true, and then when we, people actually living that lifestyle, are trying to tell you the truth about it, you shut down what we have to say and tell us that we're just, you know, we don't deserve this because you say so.
Because what's the truth about it? What's the truth about it?
What's the truth about it?
Right, because I specifically remember you saying, what makes me more deserving of, because you said I don't get the respect from the men I mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So
I just used you because you were the one talking about like how you were getting cheated on and dealing with a guy
I can answer that question for you. So the reason why you might think I didn't get respect in that situation, but either way, all of those men respect me for the simple fact that I don't put my body online. And
they
that's
respected you enough to cheat on you?
That's a whole other situation. The reason he cheated was because he was sick in the head.
That's very clear that he doesn't respect you. And I'm not saying that you don't deserve respect.
Yeah, not because I'm not.
You do.
Yeah, but
we also deserve respect as human beings.
I think the key is to find a man.
So you think just because you're like, just because you're alive, you don't think you're gonna get cheated on?
No, I think the key is to find a man who doesn't base how he respects you based on what you did in your past or what you do for work. I think your man should base how he respects you based on how you treat him and the relationship that you guys have together.
And
I think
a
lot of men
treating him
by going out and hooking up with a bunch of other dudes is treating your man good.
People's jobs don't matter.
But it's not hooking up with a bunch of other dudes. It's work.
It is.
But it's literally going to sleep with
people's occupation that they do every single day doesn't matter to the person that wants to spend the rest of their life together.
No, I don't think. I think that when you're looking to date, and the person you're looking to date happens to be a sex worker, like, you have no right to have an opinion on what they do for work and continue seeing them.
I mean,
you know, like,
they wouldn't want to continue seeing you. They just want to fuck you and then be good.
I love just fucking and being good.
I know, that's cool. That's cool.
And that's why it works out good.
I know, that's why.
Have you guys ever been in love?
Wait, okay, so I'm going to have me and Hugh come in on this.
You can go first.
Okay. So, well, first I just have a question for the three girls here who do adult content. So, do you think after, and some of you have been in it from fairly young, but do you think your romantic prospects are better now that you do adult content, or do you think they're worse?
Better.
I actually have had way better. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Nick. He's gonna start like screaming at me. But the relationships I have now that I've had ever since I quit porn or whatever, like I was only in there for like 2 months, but I genuinely love them so much better than relationships I had before I did porn. And that's just me, but yeah, I mean, I guess it was good for me in a way.
Yeah, I think doing porn for me, because like I'm a very like sexual person. I love sensations. I'm very like curious about like new experiences in life, and like I'm very like horny. So I think that me doing porn really weeds out a lot of the people that like wouldn't, you know, be compatible with me simply because I do what I do for work.
Thank you, AV check.
And I don't appreciate a partner who is going to judge and like treat other people meanly based on what other people do in their own lives.
Okay, so dating prospects better.
Yeah.
What about for you?
I think my approach to dating is a lot better. Yes, I agree with you guys.
That's not the question.
Okay, but let me get to my point. But I agree with you guys that it is most likely, and if not indeed, much slimmer selection of people that are wanting to be with me because of my profession, but because of my job, I have a lot firmer boundaries and an understanding of what I'm looking for in a partnership, and I have a clearer vision of dating and my expectations with that. And I think that helps me when I'm talking to potential people to be in relationships with, because I know what I'm looking for and I can clearly communicate my boundaries, my feelings, my thought, what I'm looking for, and most people can't do that.
I think also like our sexuality not being tethered to who we're dating is very empowering and like frees up a lot of mental space to feel like needed or like sexually good in a relationship.
Okay.
I just don't understand the psyche.
Yeah, I don't understand how, like, so right, we've kind of came to the agreement that most men don't want to date porn stars. So you have a whole big group of men. Now, if all of these ones don't want to date porn stars, you're going to get the bottom barrel men.
So you're dating no one's saying it's the bottom barrel. It's just the smaller portion of men that are okay with it.
I don't think it's okay to call anyone the bottom of the barrel. I think all humans are humans, and like if I like one that you don't like, that's okay, but you shouldn't say that they're the bottom of the worst people just because they like me. Sorry, just because someone likes me doesn't mean that they're
okay. We don't need to relitigate her choice of words when it came to the bottom of the barrel thing. So,
okay.
So is your kind of position that, like, do you object to guys not wanting to date you because of your work? I think most, at least I would hope most women who are in the adult entertainment industry have some degree of self-awareness, and it's like, yeah, there are going to be men that aren't going to want to date me because of the type of work I do.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely aware of that. I was aware of that before getting into the industry, that would be a result of what I do for a living. But like she just said, most men don't want to date me because of what I do for work. But even before I did porn, I didn't want to date most men. Most men that are out there are not up to my expectation.
Well, what are your expectations?
Yeah, let's hear that.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I'm a person, and just because you guys don't respect me, I would never want to date you guys because you don't have basic respect for other human beings. I would want someone that can view someone and respect them despite what they do for a living or despite what other people think about them.
Is it disrespectful to not want to pursue something romantically or sexually with someone who's engaged in sex work?
No, absolutely not. But I think
Okay.
it's disrespectful to project like eternal loneliness and damnation on that person because of what they do.
I don't think anybody here, at least not me, maybe somebody else at the table might have said something a bit more
I think that
biblical.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that calling our dating pool the bottom of the barrel is definitely
was that you, Emily?
code for
Yeah,
us
that was
not
me.
being
That was me.
eternally lonely.
That was me, and I'll still stand by it. Yeah, I think.
Well,
I mean, it's just statistically correct because when we talk about how men don't want to date a porn star, that already just lowers your chances of the men that want to marry you.
But would they fuck us? Like, would
Anybody would want to
That's
fuck
not a
because
done
men would
deal.
just fuck anything.
I think that's where the resentment comes from.
But also, like,
it's
we are
not where
also
resentment comes from
unbothered
because any man would fuck me too, just like how any man would want to fuck you.
They'd fuck
Wait.
me way better.
They
Wait,
fuck you
what?
better.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, say it again. Say it again. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you're
I
so
was like, they'd
cool.
fuck me way. No, I think I
Okay.
fuck back.
You what?
Okay.
I think I fuck back.
Did you
But
say that?
see, this
did
is
you,
the
wait, hold
only
on.
good thing
They fuck me
about
better
you.
than
want a medal?
Everything that comes out of your mouth is just about sex, so no man is gonna respect you.
Everything
in
that comes out of
way.
your mouth is just judgmental. Like
No, what did I just say that was judgmental?
everything.
I just said
that comes out of your mouth is like judgmental, is
about
negative,
sex.
is nasty.
Why are you getting so mad?
Like,
I wasn't
Make
even
a
talking
point
to you.
instead of a generalization and tell her what she actually said that was wrong.
Statistics are generalizations.
They aren't. They're facts.
Have you taken a
Statistics are
statistics class?
literally
Yes,
facts.
it
Where are
is literally a
statistics coming
generalization.
from?
And like
by-
we are not generalizations.
by
we have,
the
like,
two men right
actually-
here.
You are though, because
Listen,
we're
listen.
literally
The
talking
statistic
about.
is
No,
at
we
the table.
are
porn
not
stars.
generalizations. We are the individuals.
The statistic is at the table. These two men right here have just said they would never date a porn star. There you go. Now take that and apply it to the
Nick?
rest of the men in the world that they are not going to also want to
So
date a
that's
porn
my
star.
boyfriend.
Your porn star's probably fucking other
That's my
girls.
husband.
Again,
And they probably are never going to marry you.
Let's fuck other girls because that's our job.
And I 99% likely to never marry you.
He loves me, girl. He respects
He
me.
definitely
okay.
loves
Wait, but what did you
Okay.
say? What did
Okay,
you say
loving
that-
you and marrying you
I
are
would-
different.
And if
they
he
would
doesn't
fuck me
marry me,
better
then he
'cause I
doesn't
fuck
marry
back.
me.
Well,
They would.
No one's gonna marry you.
What?
Fuck me better.
Speak into the mic,
Dick,
please.
Alright.
dick is better because I fucked that dick back.
But
What?
you'll never get the ring.
Girl, I already got the ring.
where is it?
She's literally mad.
Where is it at?
Where is it at?
We were just talking about this too. I'll show you a picture.
Hold on. Stop.
Colorado native here, not addicted to drugs. Leave this degeneracy and experience real loyalty. Lol. Dota 2's BTW.
Oh,
Yo,
is she
TJ, thank
saying-
you, man. Sydney. Oh, dude, bro,
Is
you
she
said.
saying the girl from Colorado? Is that what she's saying?
Bro, why do people send TTSs when like the fucking person
Is
walks
not
away?
there.
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
All right,
she's-
TJ, we'll fucking pull it up again. Please don't send TTSs directed at a person if they've.
They're probably typing
Okay.
it and then they get up and then
All
they
right,
send
just
it.
try to. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you,
probably don't
TJ.
mean to.
Thank you, TJ.
Yeah, imagine he's like, fuck.
I know. It's like, bro, I really tried.
All right, AB Check and Flan Life, thank you for the gifted memberships. I'm going to pull up Twitch really quick. Guys, go to twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow. Drop us a Prime sub. Yo, B-Star, thank you for the Prime. Gumbian, thank you for the Prime. Church, thank you for the Tier 1. 12K, thank you for the Prime. Miguel, thank you for the Prime. Pub Test, thank you for the 5. Community sub gifts, thank you, man. Joma, thank you for the Tier 1. Twist, thank you for the Tier 1. Appreciate it, guys. I mean, just my reaction really quick is just like, look, you're free to do porn, but I think you got to understand that my personal view is I don't think it's impossible for a girl who's been involved in that kind of industry to get a guy to get married. It's
What if
clear.
they change?
It's
They don't-
not,
I don't
it's
think
not
they
about
have to change.
It's just like that's your history.
You don't think it's... Well, I think a woman can become a better version of herself even if they went through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What about women who've been like sex trafficked and stuff? They can be better
Whoa,
women.
you can't
They can-
compare that
No,
at
I'm not
all.
comparing.
No, actually, that is
Let's not.
deeply
we're not.
insulting.
No,
You
we're
can't even
not
bring that
going
up.
there. We're not
Okay,
going
but
there.
it's just like don't judge people who've had a lot of sex. Some people like I didn't even know what I was getting into
Of
whenever
course.
I did porn.
Well, actually, no. I will judge people who have had a lot of sex.
Okay.
In the same way that women judge men for a vast list of criteria
Yeah,
when it
that's
comes to
true.
selecting them to potentially
true.
be a romantic partner, men are also allowed to have
No, you can.
preferences, standards, and boundaries.
But I'm not
It's
saying
just-
men versus women.
Well-
I'm saying I wouldn't judge.
No,
someone.
but it's like there's always this like, oh,
But
why
you
do?
would though.
But it's always this. Hold on. It's always this thing with like, oh, why are men so judgmental about body count or women who do this or who do that? Y'all are super fucking judgmental about a myriad of things that matter to you, like a guy's height, a guy's success. There's a guy's penis size. There's a million fucking things that y'all care about.
I guess that's valid.
And that's for you, that's preferences. But if a man has a preference, that's discrimination. That's judgment. That's somehow wrong.
Okay.
So anything that comes to the detriment of women when it comes to the dynamics between men and women, if a man has a preference, that's frowned upon.
And I think it's imperative to understand. Sitting here listening to y'all have a very deontological view. What that means is y'all view shit as right or wrong, fair, unfair. And the reality is men have a value system. We have things that we want our women to do. We have things that we don't want them to do. And things that we're naturally attracted to. Our brains work in a way to where certain things trigger us. It triggers our disgust factor sexually. And the thought of a woman being ramrodded by a whole bunch of dudes, sucking a whole bunch of dicks, taking cum on the face, all kind of shit, that's not something that we take pride in knowing that our woman does. That's not something that
But that's your
we're
personal
attracted
opinion.
to.
That's really personal
But
opinion.
what I'm saying,
Well, no, it's not personal opinion.
It's not a personal opinion, because if I run a survey right now, I can find thousands of dudes who feel the same way, and I'll find more men who feel the way I feel than men who don't.
But what about
So
that?
so
That
so the
doesn't mean the men who
majority
don't exist.
but
That's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm
Like
saying.
majority.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm painting a picture of what's normal and what's abnormal. Being a porn star is morally reprehensible. That's why you're getting all this criticism and judgment.
How are you shaking your
And
head?
at the
I
end
don't
of the
agree with
day,
that. I
wait.
think that's
At the
an
end,
opinion
wait. At
that
the
it's
end,
morally
wait. At the
reprehensible.
end of the day,
Let him finish.
at the end of the day, if you're gonna do something, people are gonna judge you for it. People are gonna criticize you for it. So to think you should live in a world where you won't receive any criticism or judgment, you're not being realistic.
I never said I wouldn't receive criticism. Like, I would judge a man if he hasn't had enough sex.
But you're sitting here saying
Yeah,
you don't.
yeah.
You're sitting here saying you're being very judgmental, and you kept highlighting that you're being very judgmental. You're being mean about it.
But I
That's-
wouldn't be mean towards him.
But you just
I just wouldn't
said-
fuck him.
No,
But
I'm
you
talking about
just judged somebody.
talking to the girls on the panel. You keep hinting
Right.
at being judgmental. That tells me
Because
you,
they are
that-
judgmental.
exactly, but that's reality. That's what comes with
and
the
I can't-
territory.
and I can't call them out on that.
Go
You
ahead.
can, but
did.
that's not going to change it because you're essentially doing what they're doing. Y'all just
You're
virtual
doing the
signaling.
same thing.
Y'all just virtual signaling back and forth.
You're literally
You're-
just like narrating this whole podcast and what it's about.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't
you can.
understand. You
You-
cannot seem to grasp
I
anything.
understand.
You're doing nothing but virtue signaling back and forth. Oh, don't judge me. What about you? It's the same thing. You're engaging in the same thing. And what I'm saying is, anything that you choose to do, you have to deal with the consequences of your actions.
Fully
You're not going to
dealing
agree
with
with
the
everything.
consequences, but I think that you guys just have a fundamental opinion in what is like a fundamentally different opinion in what is morally right and wrong than what I have in my life, and I feel like you guys personally attack me for the way that I live my life.
Okay,
Well,
but you
but there's a
say
consensus.
But
There's
we
a
can
consensus.
we can move.
I don't think there's a consensus.
It
There's a
doesn't matter. There
consensus
is a
with you
consensus.
guys, but not in the whole
No,
world.
there's a
There is a
consensus.
consensus in the whole
There's a
world.
consensus.
Yes, there is. Just
by
how-
saying you have a lot of sex, but then you're over here saying, "Oh, I'm not going to be with someone who doesn't have a lot of sex."
Yeah,
Yeah,
there-
that's my
literally
opinion.
the same thing.
and there's a
That's why I asked
consensus.
you how much your husband or
This-
your boyfriend makes because
How
I'm
much
sure
do you
you're a
make?
hypocrite. I'm sorry.
How much do you make?
That's none of your business.
Then don't
That's
ask
not-
me.
I asked you how much does your husband make?
How much does your
Because
husband make?
Oh, my boyfriend makes enough. Trust
How
me.
much?
My boyfriend makes definitely well over 6 figures. So
But how much?
that's none of your business.
Then don't ask me.
Okay, but you're over here talking about how you are not judging anything. But if a man did not make 6 figures, you probably wouldn't be with him.
Yeah, that's correct. No, that is
Thank
correct.
you.
But I never
you.
said
So
that.
that's a
Proves my
judgment.
point.
That-
Thank
that's
you.
the point.
Right. And
So
just,
you have a preference too.
I never said I didn't have a
So
preference.
why are you like living
I'm
in the
not gonna
reality?
be
why,
mean towards
why
someone
is in
about
your
my
fairy
preference,
world
though.
that nobody is going to judge you? Like, do you not realize that being a porn star is not the normality today?
But do you
But you
realize
think it
that I
is.
judge you for the way that you speak to me?
okay,
But I can judge you for
Exactly.
the way you're speaking to me too.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So
It's
what's your
pointless.
point?
My point is that I think fundamentally you
Do you even know
guys
what fundamentally means?
yes.
That was so mean.
And that was mean. That shows your character more than it shows mine.
Your character already
Fundamentally,
being
let me
shown.
speak. Don't cut me off.
Nobody cut you off.
You did. Fundamentally, and you made fun of me. Fundamentally, I think that people on this panel have a different opinion on what morally correct means than me.
Okay,
I
hold
just,
on.
and that's
No,
fine.
hold on. Let me come in really quick. Let's try to move away from the discussion of like, it's veered a little bit away from dating. Yes, there's a dispute about what's morally correct. However, if I can try to stick it to what I think the central thing about this conversation is our position is that if you are engaged in creating this kind of adult content, there are going to be men, perhaps a majority of men, that are going to find that unsuitable in a partner and would not pursue you for long-term serious relationship and or marriage. So we can have a discussion about, well, what's moral and what's not, but ultimately bringing it back to dating, men do not want to get involved with, generally speaking, I would say most men do not want to get involved with women who are engaged in sex work.
No, I agree, and I'm saying I don't want to get involved with those men either. So
Cool. And then, but I do want to address one of the points you made, and you said that you judge men who are sexually inexperienced.
yeah.
So men who are,
Well, saying that like I wouldn't pick those men.
right, but do you think it's wrong for men to not want to date women who are promiscuous or who have a high body
No, it's
count
duality.
or who engage? But I think the key difference though is, and I would say it's kind of the norm if women would not want to date a guy who's sexually experienced. However, when a guy doesn't want to date a woman who is sexually experienced, and proxy for promiscuity, proxy for high body count, proxy for doing adult content, that's somehow wrong. That we have a preference when it comes to something that you have that's in your control. However, women will disqualify men who can't get laid, who have difficulty developing relationships with women, which to some degree is outside of their control. So you said you don't like men who they lack sexual experience, but that's kind of out of their control to some degree. Whereas if you have a lot of sexual experience, that's 100% in your control. So I would argue it's less fair to judge a man based on that than to judge a woman based on her promiscuity or her body count.
I don't agree with that because like I want the man who is like confident enough to go out and be sexually promiscuous and like learn about his body and learn what he likes and dislikes. I don't want to be the person that he like learns about himself through. I want to come together and like already know.
So you want a guy who's promiscuous or
Well,
has
yeah,
a
I want a guy
capacity?
that is like sexually there that's not like sexually inadequate.
Okay.
Like I enjoy sex. I'm very horny, and like I want a man that like is the same way.
Okay.
So then if he gave you all of that, you still wouldn't be loyal to him though.
But again, our definitions of loyalty are different because like the way I view sex for work, I think that's just work.
You do realize that you have more sexual experience than overwhelming
Yeah,
majority
I have
of
over
men.
100 bodies.
That's why we date porn stars.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I
100
sort of
plus.
That's why you
Maybe.
date porn stars? That's what you said?
Yeah.
So,
I keep
so your only pool of dating is
No,
other porn stars?
I've never dated a porn star.
That's my preferred pool of dating. But also, like, my boyfriend, I met him on Tinder. Like, we were friends for 2 years before we started dating, and I approached him.
Look, when it comes to dating, right, you got to understand that working in the sex industry is still a scarlet letter and always will be to a self-respecting man.
Well,
Do you know what a scarlet letter is?
Do you know what a self-respecting man is?
No, like literally, I was asking an actual question.
Because that's a movie. And a book.
Anyways, I don't even think they're pushing back all that much on the whole realizing that because you're engaged in this kind of stuff that you are narrowing your pool of potential partners because there are just some men that would not want to pursue you for a romantic or sexual relationship. So, yeah, I don't know. But, and look, there's women, there's women who, there's definitely a lot of women that don't want to date me because I'm doing this dating podcast. I have some hot takes. Like, it is what it is. I'm not upset about it. It is what it is. Like,
But there's also
I
women that
accept
would
it.
love to date you.
There's, huh?
cheeks.
There's also women that would
we
love to
said it
date
at
you.
the same time.
Why are you beckoning? Why are you gesturing at Layla?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Oh, he just said there were women because of this podcast
No,
that
I'm-
would not
I'm-
love to date him, but like.
But I
Well,
mean,
yes, there
the-
are.
the
there
exact
are women.
opposite happens
Trust me,
too.
I get the DMs. There are definitely some women that do not. Maybe they secretly do. I don't know, but there are definitely some
Yeah,
DMs.
I'd say it benefits me. Because a lot of the women who disagree with me end up liking me.
But I feel
So-
like you're a little like I come in sometimes with some like
Same.
ridiculous shit takes, and you're a little more level-headed. I think.
Well, that's because having conversations like this, studying psychology, you try to understand why people do what they do, as opposed to taking a moral stance on what they do. Like I have clients, so I have to understand them objectively, as opposed to telling them, this is good, bad, when it's more healthy, unhealthy, and how effective is this going to be in getting what you want. So
Do you have porn
I
star
definitely
clients?
respect that.
I've never had a porn star client.
I definitely respect that mindset though, like completely. Like that
Did you
you
show
like,
this
try
one,
to
Nick?
understand before judging. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean.
100%.
It's a little TOS. Sorry, Nobunaga. We can't. Wait, what? Was there something going on here? Here, let me
No.
do some chats. Layla, can you read this?
Of course. Don't talk ish